Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video we'll learn some of the important questions which are frequently asked in interviews and C-sweep exam. So before starting this video, let me introduce you to myself. My name is Sandeep Anand. I am a mechanical engineer and basically I am having 14 years of work experience, and I am having a hobby of sharing my knowledge. And to share my knowledge, I use my website, that is www.weldingandt.com, and I use my YouTube channel, that is youtube.com/weldingandt. So friends, I would request you to please financially support my initiative, and this you can do by joining my channel. See friends, here you can see a join button. This is beside the subscribe. It is different from subscribing the channel. So by pressing this joining button, you can join my channel, and the joining fees is very small, 89 rupees. So everybody can join my channel, and if you join my channel, you will get these benefits also. So friends, let's start our question answer series. Our first question is, which mechanical test can be used to measure the toughness of weld metal, HAZ and parent material? So by which destructive test method you can check the toughness? So it is nothing but the Charpy impact. So answer will be C. By using Charpy impact test, you can check the toughness of weld metal, HAZ and parent metal. For all, you can do that. Now question number 2, which is the best destructive test for showing lack of sidewall fusion in a 25 mm thick butt plate? So in a 25 mm thick butt plate, which is the best destructive test method among these 4 tests? Which one is the best destructive test method to detect the lack of sidewall fusion? So the answer will be B, that is side bend. With the help of side bend test, you can check the lack of sidewall fusion. Now question number 3, the principal purpose of a welder qualification test. So this is a very fundamental question. Why do we carry out the welder qualification test? So we carry out the welder qualification test to check the skill of the welder, or to check the ability of the welder, that the welder can produce a sound welding or not. So the answer will be A. Now we'll move to next question. A fabrication procedure calls for the toes of all welds to be blended in by grinding. The most likely reason for doing this. So this is asking a question that in a fabrication procedure, if in a fabrication procedure they have mentioned that the toe should be blended by grinding, so what could be the most probable reason for blending the toes? So the answer is B, to improve the fatigue life. So to improve the fatigue life, the toes can be blended by grinding, so that will enhance the fatigue life. See friends, I had explained this concept in C-sweep chapter number 3 also. So question number 5, and question number 5 says, for a full penetration single side butt welded butt joint. So the situation is full penetration single sided butt joint, root bead penetration. So this is penetration and profile are influenced by. So it is asking a question that in a single full penetration double side butt joint, what controls the penetration and profile? So anyhow the penetration is controlled by root gap. So root gap is the answer, C. Question number 5, answer number C. Which of the following would be cause for rejection by most fabrication standards when inspecting a fillet welds for undercut? So this is a very fundamental question, and the answer is D, small amount of sharpness. In most of the fabrication standards, the condition for rejection of a undercut is the sharpness. So if there is a sharpness, then that will be rejected. Now question number 7, when visually inspecting the root bead of a single V butt joint, so it's a single V butt joint weld, what it should be checked for? So if you are doing a visual inspection of the root bead, see, let me draw the figure. So this is a single V butt joint. Now it is asking, so if you have to check the root bead, when visually inspecting the root bead, so the root bead you have to check, what will you check? So you will check the penetration. This is quite obvious. So the answer will be A, lack of root penetration. Now question number 8, the strength of a fillet weld is determined by. So whenever this question is asked, answer is throat thickness. The throat thickness always gives the strength of the fillet weld. More the throat thickness, more will be the strength. Now question number 9. The European standard for NDF fusion welds by visual examination. So visual examination standard is BSEN ISO 17637. So this is the standard for visual inspection. Now question number 10. Visual inspection of a fabricated item for a high integrity application should cover inspection activities. So if you have to examine, or if you have to do the inspection of a very critical item, high integrity critical item, what what activity you will do? So you will check it before, during and after welding. So in all stages it should be checked if it is a high integrity or if it is a critical component. So A will be the answer. Now question number 11. The main area of responsibility within the application standard is generally divided into which of the following? So in general, the standards, they divide the area of responsibility to client, contractor and the third party. So the answer will be D, all of the above. Now question number 12. Incomplete root fusion in a single V butt weld may be caused by. So what is the cause of incomplete root fusion? So the answer will be, first let me read the option. A is excessive root face, B is excessive root gap, C is the current setting being set too low, and D is both A and C. Let me draw a single V butt weld. Okay, this is the single V butt weld. Now let me draw it again. This is how a single V butt weld looks. There will be one root face, 1 or 2 mm root face. So this height is called as the root face. This height is called as the root face. This height is called as the root face. Now the excessive root face will cause incomplete root fusion, and if the current setting is too low, so if current will be low, then there will be less fusion. Hence the answer will be D, both A and C. Now question number 13. When visually inspecting a finished welded joint, which of the following flaws would be considered to be the most serious? So you are doing the visual inspection and 4 defects or 4 imperfection they have mentioned, and it has asked which one is most dangerous. So let me read the imperfection: excess weld metal height, start porosity, spatter and arc strike. So among these 4 defects, the arc strike is the most dangerous one. D will be the answer. Now question number 14. A burn through may occur. So it's a straightforward question, and the answer will be the root gap is too large. If root gap is too large, then chances of burn through will be there. Now question number 15. A code of practices. So what is a code basically? Code is a set of rules. See, the answer is B. Code is a set of rules for manufacturing a specific product. So code is nothing but it gives some rules, guidelines, etc. for manufacturing a product. So B will be the answer. Now question number 16. A solid inclusion in a weld metal may be. So it's a very straightforward question, and answer will be A, entrapped slag. So if there is a slag which is entrapped into the weld bed, it will cause solid inclusion. Now question number 17. Which of the following is a planar imperfection? So in CSWIP chapter 3 I had explained what is planar imperfection and what is non-planar imperfection. So I'll give the answer, and the answer is the lack of sidewall fusion. Very straightforward. A will be the answer. Now question number 18. For fillet welds it is normal practice to measure. So in fillet weld the normal practice is to measure the leg length. B will be the answer. Now question number 19. In a bend test, when the face of the specimen is in tension and the root is in compression. So the face is in tension and root is in compression. This test will be called as, so if the face is in tension, then that test will be called as face bend test. So C will be the answer. Now question number 20. Heavy porosity on the surface of some MMA weld, manual metal arc welding, made on a construction site is most likely to be caused by. So mostly heavy porosity is caused by the moisture, and if that moisture has been picked up by the electrodes. So the answer will be C, moisture pickup in the electrode covering. So with this we have come to an end of this video. I hope you like this video friends. Thank you very much.